backwards from 60, you'll be there.
I'll tell you. 2:29.
All right, it's 2:30 and I'm gonna call this meeting to order. Take attendance, John,
Present?
Sue. Present. And Martha's here. Before we go any further, I'm gonna make a motion to appoint John to serve as the chairman of the board. Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Martha.
You're welcome.
I make a motion to appoint Martha as vice chair of the board. Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so first order of business is we have Edwina Booz here from Friends of Constitution Park. You want to talk a little bit about, and then I can fill in the gaps, or no?
Sure.
Or I can just, whatever you want.
Well, you tell me, this is your show.
Give a little bit of what you have, and then I can fill in what I know.
Okay, well, I think most of you do know that we would like to come before the town at this March town meeting with some sort of funding article to renovate the Deer Run Boardwalk Trail and to get it up to current standards so that it's all accessible, ADA compliant. The trail itself is going to cost about $300,000. I've gone to several seminars on grants, and so we plan on applying for grant monies. But in order to do that, you have to also have matching monies, and depending on the grant, it's either 15, 20, 30% matching monies. And obviously, they want to see support from the community and from the town. So it would be this next town meeting, and I know it's budget time, and so I thought maybe I should start the conversation with you all on how to best go about this.
Mm-hmm. So I'll hit some.
Yep, sure.
So I talked to the state, I forget the gentleman's name, but I talked extensively with him about the matching grant program. Constitution Park has got grants in the past, I think 3 times going back to the 70s, the 80s, and the early 90s for various projects there. So the facility is eligible under this program. Like Edwina said, we have to, though, have the money available to get reimbursed. So I think we need to, and I support it, set up an ETF, set money aside this year, and then the following year, and then probably by, maybe, it might be 2025 available, I think, for this, correct?
Yeah, well, we're hoping to start it in 2024.
Start it, but construction wouldn't be till 25.
And some of it, yes,
Yeah.
I believe 25.
Right. So we'd be able to start putting money aside this year, and then obviously we're gonna have to fund the rest of it come 2025 for the completion of this project. So that would be primarily the boardwalk. The boardwalk is the primary focus on
Yeah, it's
this.
the primary dollars, yes.
Right.
Yeah, so we've got to dismantle it, and we've got to,
Yeah.
So what do you want to establish, a capital reserve
An
fund? or
ETF.
just something like that?
What I guess the selectmen agents to expend, I guess would be the,
Yeah, expendable trust fund,
Yeah.
capital reserve, almost
Right.
indistinguishable.
yeah. And do you have a monetary figure, you think, that, for this year?
Yes, I'd love for it to be at least $50,000 for this year. And possibly the following year, $25,000, depending on where we are with grant monies.
Right,
So we may not need that.
right. And you're
Just so
doing-
that you know, the Friends of Constitution Park is committed to raising $75,000 themselves.
Through fundraising,
Yeah,
right,
through
right.
fundraising and hopefully some
It's a lot of money.
foundations, and it's a lot of work. And our very first kickoff fundraiser, by the way, make that announcement, is November 9th. It's a Thursday evening from 5:30 to 8:30. It's going to be at Hobbs Tavern. There'll be dinner and dueling pianos. So it should be a lot of fun. We want to make it very festive and fun, and a big kickoff to get people involved and knowledgeable about the campaign.
Okay.
And it's Veterans Weekend, and we're offering 10% off the tickets for all veterans.
Okay.
It's up on our Facebook page, it's on Eventbrite. I've got a poster I just posted downstairs. The information will start to come out about it real soon.
What was the date again?
November 9th. It's a Thursday, it's Veterans Weekend.
5:30 to 8:30. Do you need also, you mentioned about a well, that's gonna be separate from,
Well, you know, where we can include it, I'd love to include it, because it's about the park. And So some of these grants, you know, it's not specific to the one thing.
Right.
It's about what we want to do to bring this park up to standard.
So
And
a well could be part of that.
a well could absolutely could be a part of it, and I left a message, and we talked about
I
this.
just listened to it when
That's
I was
fine.
here, and he said he'd talk to you, so I was like, I'll wait to talk to her when she gets here, because you
Yeah.
would have probably been on your way.
Well, at our advisory committee meeting, we talked about it after. I said, I don't see any reason why this wouldn't be an opportunity, actually, because the playing fields need to be, you know, brought up
Right.
to standards, and we
Right.
can't begin that without a well.
No.
The other thing I would need with writing these grants is some in-kind proposal from the town on equipment that might be used in helping to dismantle. If we wanted to lower the cost of you know, the final price, the more that we have volunteers taking things apart and dismantling and disposing of them, the less cost it'll be to the contractor who's going to do it. And that's the best place for volunteers to be at that point, because it's not in the way of the person who's actually building it back in. So, you guys help so much with the park anyway, you know, so just doing that, maybe we can talk about that later when it comes to down.
Do the grants require a certain amount of in-kind
Yes.
donation?
Yes,
So I think if you got us whatever that is and we work backwards
fine,
to get it,
I could do that.
to see if it's
Yeah.
reasonable. Because I'm sure that we're not gonna be able to send Public Works over there for weeks at a time or something.
Oh,
if
no,
that's-
no, not at all, but I know you'll be over there at some point, so let's count it in.
That's what I mean.
You know,
And so if
yeah.
we have
We
a
got volunteers to put it all in a pile, we could haul it off.
Right,
Right, and
And
so
then-
with TJ software, if you need to get to $1 or percentage, we can figure out how many
Okay.
hours of the machine and how many hours
Okay.
each people would take to get there.
This is a silly, well, not a silly
no,
question,
no,
but
that's silly.
would, rather than taking, like you see it, they leave an old bridge standing rather than removing it because of the cost. Could we build it next to it, or that's gonna ruin the?
No, it's really.
Yeah, I've been in there, but I don't remember if there's
Well-
spacing, yeah.
You go in there now and it's really.
So it needs to be removed.
Sunset needs to,
Yeah.
needs to go. It does need to go, and that's not a silly question, but.
No,
It's
yeah.
Probably
That's a
with
good question.
permitting, you'd have to stay in the same footprint too.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
One of the things is I haven't been able to get through, I called the shoreline people, and of course they haven't gotten back to me. So that's why I think the two phases with 25 being the part of the trail that would be from Long Sands down to the lake would be done then for sure, because it'll take a while to get the shoreline permit.
You called DES Shoreline looking for
did.
guidance, or
I
what,
did.
looking for,
Looking for guidance.
do you know, did you leave a message, or you?
I did, and I didn't have his last name, it was a Jeff.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I've got the
Yeah,
number here.
I can make a phone call,
Okay, that'd be great.
yeah.
I would love help with that. And then the wetlands, and I know that you got a lengthy email, John, from, I think it was Eric, about the wetlands permits, and that we certainly qualify, because we've
Right.
already gotten them. But I don't know what the procedure is with that, so would I contact him?
Yes,
Okay,
Yeah.
well, and here's why. We have an opportunity, and I'm plugging away with it. There's a Community Development Finance Authority grant that is being offered right now. It's the last round of it. And the minimum amount of money that they award is $100,000, and the match is 15%. We have been given a $2,500 grant for technical assistance in writing this grant, and it's due November 30th. And the funds would come in next year, but would go for 2 years. This is a fantastic grant. It's not as many hoops and things that are connected to it, you know, as the state grants are with the water, land, and all that, but, you know, has lots of things, one of which I think, you know, we mentioned the advisory committee meeting, and I think I wrote an email to you, but the recreational trails grant, the problem with that grant, as I see it with the boardwalk, is as of this year, it had to be, any materials that were used had to be made in America.
right.
And there had to be either a stamp on there or a piece of paperwork that said that. Wood there is no such thing yet in the United States. You know, the gal at the grant place said she'd been to Home Depot, she'd been to lumber yards. There's no wood that's coming and most of it's coming from Canada. So that's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, you know. So I wouldn't even want to apply for that grant unless the United States has come up with some sort of a document that lets you prove it. That's a waste, it would be a waste of time. So some of those grants, I'll get so far with it, and then all of a sudden there's, wait, what? You know, and I have to stop and I go, well, that's crazy. So we can't apply for that one. But this particular grant, I don't know, I'm enthusiastic about. It was recommended by a couple of people that know the project and said, I really think you need to go for this. And if we do that, the town monies, it's too late. We're really trying to raise some money like right now.
Okay.
Hence the in-kind. So I'll be back to you about that part soon.
Anybody have any questions?
I don't think so.
I can make a motion to create this ETF. I guess the motion would be for selectmen to expend an ETF specifically for, it would have to be specifically for the boardwalk, I guess,
For the trail.
for the trail, the Deer Run
It's the
Trail.
renovation, yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
I don't know how critical the wording is gonna be.
Okay, well, we're calling it the Deer Run All Accessible Trail Campaign. So you can,
Okay, I'm just,
but it would be for the whole trail. I wouldn't want to say just for the boardwalk,
Yeah.
because the trail needs to be handicap accessible.
Right.
So, you know, it's,
all right, Deer Run All Accessible Trail, ETF. Okay, I make a motion to have the board put on the warrant and to create an ETF named the Deer Run All Accessible Trail with the selectmen agents to expend in the amount of $50,000.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So, well, obviously, if something changes between now and then, of a name or something, or let Matt know
Okay.
and we can adjust, because we got
For
plenty of
sure.
time.
okay,
These are not due till, what's, February? What's the deadline?
Yeah,
technically?
petition.
Yeah, that's ultimately the deadline, but we try to do it.
Yeah, we'll have everything wrapped up in late December, early January
Right.
typically.
okay, what's ETF stand for?
Expendable Trust Fund.
Okay, it's a trust fund. Okay.
So you had capital reserves, typically
Got
they're
it.
titled as ETFs
Got
now
it,
because
capital, okay.
it comes with the agents to expend
Okay.
clause, creating
Okay.
the ability for the selectmen to spend it without going back to town meeting to spend it in the future, which is
Yep.
current and modern,
Yep.
the way we.
All right. And if I could just ask, so, and thank you very much for the motion and for passing it, we really appreciate it. So, does it go to the budget committee? So we don't, this isn't something we need to petition at this point, correct?
Nope, it's coming from the
No.
board, it's gonna go
Okay.
to the budget committee by the board,
Okay.
budget committee gets to vote it up or down, and then
Okay.
it goes to town meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I just want to be sure if there's
You-
stuff we need to be doing.
Even if
that-
they, the budget committee doesn't recommend it, it'll remain on the warrant. at
Okay.
town meeting.
It stays
Okay,
on
so
there with
we-
their vote, but the people will get to decide, if they vote for it, then we can expend it,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yep.
Terrific.
so.
Well, thank you for your support, we really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for all you do down there.
Oh, well, I mean, we had a dedication this past weekend, and it was very nice,
Good.
to Rick Cogswell.
Yep.
The town helped us with the rock and with putting the plaque on, and thank you so much for that. And the sugar maple is up and doing well. We watered it
Who's watering the tree?
So, Bob Bruce,
Oh, yes, good old Bob.
Edwina Bruce. Yeah, 3 5-gallon buckets every day this summer.
Wow,
But anyway, we made it happen, and thank you. TJ, I have stain here. More stain.
Oh, is it good in a purse?
No.
Yeah, just leave it right behind you and I'll bring it down.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
excellent, well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for
Thank
having me.
you.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
appreciate it.
I'll let you know when I talk to the DES guy what he says.
Yeah, that'd be terrific.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
You just want to fund it?
This one will be 20, and then that's only 2%.
We have a
Because
non-public.
he's in the union, so it's gonna be the collective bargaining agreement.
Oh, okay.
Non-public, anything else before, I don't know if you had anything. So we're gonna have a non-public, I make a motion to go into non-public session 1, RSA 91A3 2C, do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Martha,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes.
and Smith is yes. We're non-public,
2:44. The time is 3:19.
Okay, I make a motion to re-enter the public meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to seal the non-public minutes of session 1. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's go into the budget sheets and then we'll go back to this other stuff. We have economic development.
Jim Miller's here from the EDC to speak
that's
on that request.
Perfect timing.
That's me. I've tried to be on time. Yeah.
Really good.
So you're at,
They wanna go back to the 5,000 as
Okay.
they had done for many, or several years, I should say.
Which includes 300 for the Mount Washington Valley Economic Council membership that the town has as well.
do you have any goals for that money already? or you-
So we do. So we've been working, one of our pushes this year is to get a website that we can collate all the information that businesses would need to start a business, grow a business, add
Right.
employees. So we've been working on that, and we need to spend some money to get images of the town, to be able to put together something that looks nice and populated. We've got a guy on the board, on the council rather, who is doing the site himself, so we're saving money there, but we need to spend some money on that through the end of this year, as well as put some money aside next year to keep growing that. We've got some money set aside for general projects, right? We need to do things like we've done these past couple of years with signs and things like that. And then community involvement, workshops, that kinds of things, set some money aside to do that.
Okay, so you got a plan for it.
Yeah,
The website's gonna be huge.
yes.
Yeah, that's a huge, everyone uses the web.
Right, and even just recent businesses that have started have come to some people and said, hey, how do I do all these
Right.
things? So it's clear that people don't know and there's no place to find it.
Good. No, that sounds like a good plan. The board have any questions? No? You got any questions for
I
us?
don't know.
So I'll make a motion to approve economic development for the amount of $5,000. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're all set.
Thank you.
Next to the budget committee. Thank you.
Yep.
Recreation Department, TJ.
Yep, there was just, normal wage increases, and then the only thing we went up on was,
Equipment.
find equipment.
And he's just, for what, gym, like, sports equipment?
No, Chris, so when we, pretty much Chris, Vidum uses most of that. He does use it some for like bats and stuff. But we're gonna buy some new equipment to drag the fields and stuff, because we talked about the tractor from water and sewer, and probably gonna buy like one of those drags and,
Like a drag harrow?
yeah, something like that. There'll be a little bit more money. I'd like to put a little bit more money into the equipment he has to, instead of that always coming out of government buildings, come out of rec a little bit, because a lot of the weed trimmers and stuff we buy are for the rec fields. So, I'd like to buy him a bush saw next year, so he's not using highways, he can use theirs, has his own, cause as you know, we revamped the trailer down there, so I'd like to have him have his own stuff in there.
Good.
I thought the health insurance line was gonna need to go up. Do you know anything about that?
I did not, kind of unclear when I talked to
If I can make a quick call.
Justin.
The activities line, there's a lot of money left on that. Is he planning on new stuff or?
That's because some of the stuff still hasn't been paid for, out of this for,
You wanna leave that with me?
hasn't been paid out of here for a summer
That
program.
he's out, okay,
Yeah, it's already been spent. I think it's close actually to 41,
okay.
cause they did a lot this year.
Oh, I
He
know,
gave
I
me
just
a-
was wondering why there was such a,
He gave me a
20,000.
binder full of activities that they've done and like the attendance, and it's up tenfold,
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
so.
he's doing a great job.
Yep.
We'll just wait and hear from Matt here.
I think he's just talking about insurance because of,
Just the insurance, see if we
Yeah.
need to change this number.
We don't know, basically,
That's
if
what I
that,
got unclear.
if that new spouse is
Well,
gonna
we-
come onto the plan or not, so.
So we'll have to leave it for now and then we can adjust it in the future, we got
Yeah.
time.
Got until March.
Any other questions?
We change it in March if you have
Any other questions from the board?
to. No.
So I'll make a motion to approve the rec budget for $226,505, increase of 3%. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
it's pretty much flatlined except for the wages and small equipment. Do you wanna,
We can do it now if you'd like.
yeah,
We can do it public. I just have to sign and review the,
what do you
if I
have?
pull up a chair
Yeah,
over there.
go right ahead.
Hold it. No signatures here.
Mr. Chairman, can you explain what's going on?
Yeah, I'm going in a second, I was just waiting for him to see what he's gonna say. This is a union contract,
And who is this individual?
that's Chris Siemens, he's the, wanna explain who you are, Chris Siemens?
I am the local president and shop steward for 534 and the bargaining unit for the town of Ossipee.
So the contract has been ratified by the union, the board has to sign it, and then it's off to the voters in March.
Thank you. So that's my signature, and I'm just gonna initial every individual page. You guys don't have to do that. Just stating I reviewed all the changes that we made, and Matt reviewed it. Picked up on a couple of
Grammar.
grammar things. Sharper eye than me when it comes to that, because one of those has been there since 2011. I'll duplicate my signature, changes into. Should be like one of them other presidents where I use a pen for every signature and then I give them.
Pass them out. Yeah, why not?
I need a box of pens.
Your name on it.
Did I go to Kingswood yesterday?
No,
Stay
I
away
didn't
from
make
that.
it to Kingswood yesterday. Did you go over, Sue? Guess we were the only ones that didn't go. Oh, yeah? Big crowd.
See us.
Alice is still not smoking.
She's doing pretty good. I think she cheats once in a while. She just doesn't do it. He's filming me right now. No, she's not smoking. She's probably watching this.
You keep everybody on.
Even if he wasn't filming, it'd still paddle on me probably.
Yeah. My 30 days will be tomorrow.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it very much.
Pass
So,
it on the way out. I gotta get out, we're busy.
yep. I will, as soon as Ryan signs that, we'll get you guys the copy and,
Copies, yeah.
for the files. And
Great, thank you.
very much.
how many copies would you like to have?
I just
Just need
digitally
to-
archive everything on the drive I have, so
Okay,
just.
so you don't need individual copies for anybody?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
I want
Okay,
one.
you want
Does
one?
she want one?
Yeah, Matt will give us,
Well, he's talking about live ink signatures, you don't,
Oh, okay.
I'll make copies, but,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's fine.
If I get it in the PDF, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'll take your board.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Went well.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, TJ, off to government buildings.
That's completely flatlined other than the wage increases.
Flatline, what about contract wages?
That's just for,
Contract wages.
yeah, that's where it had to go up, just because you have the part-time guy and the union contract increases. Well, no, that's out of bargaining, but it's a 2% or whatever in it.
Yeah, we hadn't budgeted to have the second
Yeah.
person last year.
Right,
We just
right,
did it.
And how many hours is that for again? What'd you budget for? Up to 24? I forget
Yeah,
what
it
we
was
did
like
last
as
year.
low as 8 and up to 24 or something like
Right,
that.
okay.
Obviously just monitored, kinda like I'm doing it right now.
So it's basically flat line except for salary and the part-timer that was brought in last year.
Yep.
It's up 4%, total amount $323,604.89.
Yep.
Make a motion to approve that?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Off to the budget committee. TJ, Highway Department.
The next one's a good one. Requested for the first ones are just for the wage increases and the stuff I can't control. Contract services, that's a big jump.
You increased overtime?
Yeah, we did because we're close on this time. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I know, but salaries goes up, there's less hours that you can fit in, so you have no choice but to
Yeah,
raise it.
yeah. Even with that amount, we possibly could go over, you never know. This could be a mild winter, it could not be a
Yeah,
mild
you
winter,
don't
no one's. Contract services, I went up 40,000. That's completely because we're gonna spend some more on mowing and we haven't done any line striping in a while. And line striping has gone through the roof.
Like everything else?
My opinion, we should do some of the roads, cause we have a lot of black.
You got 40,000 in here for line striping?
Yep, that will do the majority of what we wanna do. It won't do the whole town, but it'll do the majority of what's black and what needs to be refreshened up. I went up on uniforms a little bit, because just like everything, uniforms went up. Everything else
That's it, everything else is flat.
flatlined.
Everything else is flat. So the total increase is 6.1%. Part of that is line striping is up a huge amount, and contract wages,
We paid 12,000 my first year.
I know, 40,000, it's crazy. Total amount is $1,483,850. I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Transfer station.
Yep. The part-time budget, we went up because we have the part-time guy that's working more. Then if you go down to maintenance and equipment, I went up 5,000 because we need to service the balers, and the last barrel of oil we bought was $1,000, and I don't see them getting much cheaper. Everything's just more expensive. We are saving quite a bit with having Scott do the maintenance on them, but it's just more.
He's servicing the balers now?
Yep.
Oh, he is?
Yep. He actually just fixed one that actually,
That's good.
him and Dennis has been doing an awesome job too, because he's been working on the equipment as well. They've kind of figured stuff out together. I am gonna I'm actually gonna go up with North Conway Incinerator, and we're gonna work on a contract. We didn't do a contract last year because
Right.
of price fluctuation, but things are kind of stabilized, so we're gonna try to work on like a 3-year contract
On hauling and dumping.
on hauling and dumping, so that is subject to change, but right now it doesn't look like we need to change it.
Are we on target? I forget whatever.
We're actually below.
Yeah.
We're doing good,
We should
actually.
be all right.
This budget actually looks really good this year.
So it's up 2.1%. for the transfer station. The amount is $602,035. Any questions on it? Want to make the motion? No? So I'll make that motion for that amount. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So obviously, this will be revisited once you get more accurate.
Yeah, which I don't think we're going to have to after talking to her. I think we're gonna be good for the 3 years, so.
So we got vehicle and equipment maintenance.
Yep, so obviously the first few, and then grease and oil I went up because we've seen a massive increase in our DEF fluid that comes out of that line. And we've had very, very good luck in using that new platinum DEF fluid, and we wanna stick with it. But the cost has gone up, tubes of grease have gone through the roof, and so has our oil. I mean, hydraulic fluid, all the oils for the cruisers, everything has gone up. And I went up on the equipment and repair and maintenance. We just put 30,000 in the 2 trucks, so everything's expensive. I just feel with everything going up, 5,000 isn't a lot.
The tires, I know we had a big increase last year. We're doing good so far with 16,000.
I think we're gonna, if we can give 1 more year, 1 or 2 more years with the 20,000, I think we can get in a place we might be able to lower it. But I'm waiting right now because we gotta get winter tires. So that's probably gonna go over, to be honest with you.
Okay.
We're almost have 2 sets for every truck right now, which is a big deal. But I want to in the spring to get some more aluminum wheels, and that comes out of that. They don't seem to be breaking as much. Scott thinks because they have a little bit of flex to them, we're not breaking wheels as much.
As opposed to the steel
And
ones.
steel wheels have no flex.
Okay, the total budget is $287,500. It's up 5%. I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Cemeteries, this is,
So the cemetery budget, cemetery trustees submitted a budget that was higher in the part-time wages. Obviously, we know the people doing this aren't getting $17 an hour anymore, so there's market increases to get people to do the work. This is the only budget that you've seen where the selectmen's request was already pre-filled, and I did that to present it to you with a recommendation. There was some preliminary conversation that we wanted to do a 5% increase for any of the elected officials that get stipends and a lot of the part-time wages that hadn't been adjusted in many years. So that's the difference between the department request and the selectmen request. Would be a $200 stipend per month per cemetery trustee. At least 2/3 of that board work somewhere around 20 hours a month doing this stuff on their own time. So even at that, that would only be $10 an hour. We're still getting a great deal, but not compensating them at all is, to me, was an injustice that we need to correct.
I agree. The cemetery trustees are, not that every board doesn't work hard, but they are literally like, that's an all year long commitment. They gotta constantly check in the cemeteries. Matter of fact, when we didn't have maintenance people, they were there doing the cleanup
Doing it themselves.
and not getting a penny
That's right.
for it.
That's right.
I mean, sometimes they do 20 hours a week. The cemeteries are a huge task, and you gotta, in my opinion, you gotta give them something, otherwise they're gonna get burned out, and you gotta give them a carrot.
Absolutely.
So $200 a month times 3 people is nothing in the big picture, so.
What they do for it.
Yeah, what they earn every penny of it.
That new equipment line, I'm waiting to hear from Scott. He's got the lawnmower torn apart down there. Got working on it. I'm gonna talk to the trustees, but I think they should get a new mower.
Is it that
Have
bad?
that one as a backup. Well, it's really old, and Scott's like he's gonna have to put quite a bit of money into the deck.
We talking like a,
Not a zero turn.
No.
It's like a $6,000-7,000 mower.
Oh.
It's a riding lawnmower, the John Deere one they have
Okay.
now, but it's just getting tired. And
you think that'll be covered under equipment maintenance?
no, I think it needs to go under new equipment. And I think they should figure out how much. I'm gonna talk to them.
Well, there's only 1,600 in there
I know
now.
that's why it might change. I gotta talk to him and when Scott's done and see how much it is. But obviously we have time, so I would try to do it right under the budget and just
Yeah.
get that in there, and then that would go down next year after you had a new one, because they have no backup right now. So
How much did you say roughly, ballpark?
6 to become 6,500, something like that, for riding lawnmower. Depending on what you get.
They don't have a spare now? No, so, yeah. All right, the total budget is $58,550. It's increased 15%, or about $6,500. It's a large percentage, but the monetary value's not that large because the budget's small. So I'll make a motion to approve it for that amount.
Second.
All those in favor? These will all be off to the budget committee on Wednesday.
I'll get those numbers for you before Wednesday.
For the mower,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but the selectmen will have already voted to recommend it
Yeah,
unless
but
you
at least
want.
we can let them know it.
Okay.
So the town clerk asked, brought to my attention, and I know the board knows, she uses Newfound Title Services, she's been using them for years. It's the most cost-effective and efficient for her, she asked that we reapprove Newfound Title Services for the town clerk. So I make the motion to approve Newfound Title Services for the town clerks, at the town clerk's request.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
You can let Kelly know on that, Matt. For Newfound, that the board approved it. And the other thing was a request from her to go to an automated check-in for the elections. It's called Poll Pad. This is gonna be a huge time saver. She went to a conference. Instead of everyone doing it manually in the book, the license gets scanned. It eliminates the check-out position. This is gonna expedite the elections in a huge fashion. I know you guys have had time to review these documents, so I make a motion to approve this purchase of Poll Pad in the amount of $7,650. And this will be it'll be in effect for the next election in March.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That's all I have. Oh, just one other thing. So during the last meeting, when I did all those exemptions, I was told I missed a vote on one of these. So this was for the Roman Catholic Bishop of New Hampshire for map 92, lot 52. DRA recommends to grant it. This was for the municipal and the institutional exemption for the church. I make a motion to approve this exemption as recommended by DRA.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. You can give this right back to Angie's office. Okay, that's all I have. You guys got anything else?
I have nothing.
Matt, TJ?
I emailed Jeff Earls, the reval assessor today. He still got the database, meaning he's still doing data inputting. I asked when he thought letters would go out with initial values, and he said by the first of next month, if not sooner, but that's still 3 weeks away, so tax bills are gonna be late, as we know,
1st of November?
before
Wow.
even the initial letters. Then we have the hearings, then we have
How
final
much time
values.
between the letters and the hearing, did he
I
say?
don't know, he hasn't given me
Those
that.
tax bills
ability,
are
so
definitely
We're gonna
gonna
be
be
a couple months late, I would say.
Yeah.
I did one of the steps today, which is a revised estimated revenues, MS 434. And now the next thing with that would be the DRA go through line by line with me, and they know all the state sources, so like your highway block grant and all that, so they can help update that. But normally we're like in a huge rush to get the DRA to help us at the top of the list, but right now it doesn't even matter if we're at the bottom of the list because of the reval. It's nothing we can do.
Okay. Anything else? I'll make a motion to recess until 4:15.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
3:43. I missed a bunch of meetings this week. I didn't even see the. State reps, I usually go to that one too.
Yeah.
I said, look at you. You were
Yeah.
wood today.
Red
All
oak.
I can do is rugged wood. So sick and tired. I'm almost done now. You know, get it into the wood chip.
I have so much to do, I'll never get up, I'll never get caught up.
I know what's wrong.
Okay, it's 4:15.
I don't know. if
We're
it's
gonna reconvene the meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Open the meeting up to the first public input.
I have something.
Go ahead, Dallas.
Yeah, remember last week I asked about the porta potty? I think I figured out what was going on with it. There's somebody up there painting the water tower. So I didn't
right.
know that was getting painted and,
Oh, do we ever, oh, you know about that?
Yeah,
Okay, so there you go.
okay.
you guys voted on it. It's not a paint, it's actually a sealant.
Sealant, right.
That needs to
Okay.
be put on there for longevity of it, but it keeps the concrete so it doesn't absorb water. And
Do you remember how much that cost?
it's 18, right? 18,000, pretty sure. 15 or 18, I can't remember. It's quite a bit, but that's not just paint. That's like
Right,
I have like a cut section of it, and it's like a quarter of an inch thick.
yeah. I was just noticing it, and I was trying to figure out what was going on with it. The porta potty was sitting outside.
Yeah, they
the
have to
building.
have it there. If they're working 2 weeks, and if you work over a certain amount of time, probably labor laws, you have to have one on site.
Oh, no, I know, but it's right on the edge of the road.
Yeah.
Anybody can use it going up through there. I'm just saying.
Good spot to stop.
I wasn't sure what it was all
Did you
about.
use it?
Could not remember for the life of me when this came up as a topic to redo the water tower. Because I believe just the water and sewer department pays for that, right? That's not how the town.
Yeah, water department does, but I don't even know if it was talked about in a meeting. I think it was just part
I
of
don't-
the general, it wasn't a warrant article or anything, it was just.
So it doesn't go out to bid over a certain amount of money, it doesn't go out to bid?
Oh, it went out to bid.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, we have one, I think we only had one person put a bid in. Not many people would do that.
Like I said, I don't remember.
Actually,
any
no, we did,
discussion.
because one of them was like 50,000. That's right, one of them was like double what this one was. And this is who did Wolfboro as well.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was necessary.
Oh, yeah, we have to.
One
we have to
tower
do it.
Well,
last.
I don't know what kind of shape the tower's in. I don't
Anything
know
else,
if it's affected.
Dallas?
No, that was
No?
it, that's all I
Frank?
need.
What?
You got any input?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, I'm
What
gonna
about
close.
this gentleman?
Yeah, he's all set.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the red folder. Martha? you ready?
Okay, I have the town box with check voucher totals for week ending 10/10/23. Total payroll is $44,188.73. Accounts payable general fund is $140,646.83. Water department spent $1,214.34. Sewer department, $3,407.37. Total fund payments for the week is $189,457.27. Make a motion to approve this. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I have the Selectmen's workshop minutes for October 2nd. Make a motion to approve these. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I have a notice of intent to cut wood or timber. It's map 6, lot 13, acreage of lot 7, acreage of cut 7. Name of access road, Route, New Hampshire Route 41. The taxes have been paid and there is no cemetery. I make a motion that we approve this notice of intent to cut wood.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I have a water and sewer warrant in the amount of $12,265.23. I make a motion, we approve this water and sewer warrant.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I have a water and sewer warrant in the amount of $22,068.02. I make a motion, we approve this water and sewer warrant.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I have a notice of decision from the planning board. Case number 23-02 SPR was granted a final site plan approval. That was tax map 38, lot 20. Another notice of decision from the planning board, case number 23-03-SUBD, tax map 231, lot 27, was granted a final subdivision approval. Another notice from the planning board, case number 23-01 DLA, tax map 261, lot 11, were granted final approval for a boundary line adjustment. Another case from the planning board, number 23-01 SUBD, tax map 124, lot 7, was granted a final subdivision approval. Any old business? Nothing? New business? Second public input.
Well, that was quick. So, did I miss anything upstairs? Because usually stuff
budgets.
goes on that I don't hear about till after.
Budgets, new,
John's the chairman again.
yeah, I'm the chairman.
Oh, you're the chair.
Budgets,
What was the reason for that?
Martha,
I asked him to.
she asked me, to
Oh.
do it. She's the vice chair,
Oh, okay, so you guys just swapped?
yeah. Budgets, a new scan for check-ins
Oh,
for
this thing,
elections.
yeah, I was just looking at.
What
I'm not
else?
sure I like that.
Collective bargaining agreement was signed.
I'm just wondering.
Am I missing anything?
New pad for the election.
Yeah, that's what I said, the new check-in pad. That's pretty much it, really.
So, with the pad, is that something you're gonna use, or?
Yep, Kelly's gonna implement it. She went to a couple of clinics on it. It's actually, I think it's a great idea. All it is when you check in your license, rather than someone sitting there and flipping through this book and trying to find you and then lining it out, all you do is scan it, you're checked in. That's all it's for. It's nothing to do with ballots or anything else. It's just gonna eliminate that
That's
whole.
all it does?
That's all it does, is flipping that, eliminates that whole flipping of the book.
So it's,
And eliminates even the checkout. You know, when you have to go to checkout, it eliminates, that backup of the line for people, that sometimes they're standing there for a minute, is gonna take 15 seconds.
All the work that's done after the
Yeah.
election's over,
Yeah.
just push that machine, it's
Yeah.
done.
does the machine know, I mean, is it gonna, the machine is supposed to verify, right, for sure that this is actually,
Your license is verified with the state.
except
That's your
for a
ID.
real ID. Real ID is not acceptable in the state of New Hampshire for voting.
What?
Real ID has not been accepted in the state of New Hampshire for voting.
Yeah, I use mine to vote.
You're not supposed to.
It's my driver's license.
Read it. Read the state law.
What are we supposed to do?
I don't know what to tell you. That's the state of New Hampshire for you. They do things wrong all the time.
Well, anyway, let's not get off track. That's what the machine's about.
Okay, but I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
You might want to check into it.
Well, what's the difference between them giving the license to the person and them scanning?
Hey,
No, I'm just telling
you're
you.
a state rep.
And
I'm
they-
just
and they
saying,
go like
that's,
this.
that's what the state
It's
ballot
gonna
law,
eliminate that.
that's.
I never heard that, Dallas. That's news to me, so.
Okay, well, when I was checking into all this stuff last couple of years ago, when I was having a big problem with all of this stuff, that's exactly what it said. That's what it said.
Every town
Real
uses
ID
a driver's license
is
to
not acceptable in the
check
state
in.
of New Hampshire
ID,
because
I don't want any
New
other
Hampshire hasn't accepted the real ID yet. They might be putting it out, but they haven't accepted it yet.
Well, matter of fact, I know someone who just got a notice saying they had to update their license to the real ID by a certain deadline. I think it's 2025.
Then they need to change the ballot law to
You know
coincide.
what? You should actually ask that question to the town clerk. Maybe she has a better
I did.
answer for you. Okay.
I did.
Recently?
Yeah.
Today?
Last week.
What was the answer?
She didn't know.
Oh,
She didn't know that. She's
I've
gonna
never
get back
heard
to
that.
me on it.
I've never heard that. Can you show me that in writing? I'd love to see that.
It's in the, oh, I looked it up online, right at the Secretary of State's office,
Yeah.
right online, right in his, that's where I looked it up at.
All right, any other questions?
No, I'm still skeptical of it, but that's it.
Frank, nobody?
All right.
Budget meeting is October 11th, 6:30 PM at the Freight House. The next Selectmen's meeting will be next Monday, the 16th, tentatively at 3 PM. Watch for the agenda. Anything else from the board? No? Nothing further? I make a motion to adjourn. All those in favor?
4:25.
Yeah, you broke the record,
What was the record?
Jonathan.
Efficient, Frank.
I guess. The record was,
Yes.
4:30.
Yeah.
I forgot to add the hard copy of the audits here. It's the best audit the town has had, and I couldn't tell you something. Stop by and take a look at it.